I'm going to tell you about the alcohol policy very specifically, but my topic was around what is it that government is doing. I'm sure some of you must be wondering, what is it that government is doing? There are all these dangers, but what is it that government is doing? The government, by the way, who is government? Anyone to give it a shot? But anyway, just to let you know that whenever you talk of government, it is me and you. That is what you're saying. It is me and you. You're also part of government. Did you know? So before you ask what is government doing, you should also ask yourself, what are you doing? What have you done? What are you doing about it? So I'm going to tell you what we've done very specifically. I'm going to go through the alcohol control policy. It's not all we have done. There are so many policies that we have written, but this is just an idea of what we actually do, and whatever the principles in there are the same across the board. So, introduction, yeah. I said I was going to talk about alcohol. I had some questions here. People are saying, what is alcohol? Alcohol is actually ethanol. It's a compound which has so many sources, both natural and chemically derived. You can derive ethanol in a lab, not so? Yes, but the majority of what people are consuming is actually not made in the lab. It is made from natural products. And most of the fruits and the vegetables that we have on the market is what actually is being used to make what? To make alcohol that we take. The other thing is that alcohol is widely used and socially accepted in so many societies. There are two substances that we are dealing with as a government that are very dangerous to people's health, but they've remained legally available. That somehow they are there, they are sold on the market normally, and they are accepted legally. That is tobacco and alcohol. But in some countries, even other drugs like marijuana have also been legalized. But in Uganda, it is not. They are not legalized. I saw someone asking that question. Even cat, mairungi, is not a legal product. It is being sold on the streets of Kampala, downtown there, but it is illegal. So, most of these drugs, for us in health, we know that they are very dangerous to someone's health. And all the other presenters have told you the dangers of substance use. Later in the afternoon, we'll let you know. There was a question like, what is the difference between a substance and whatever, and a drug? And is it a medicine? WHO has told us to draw a difference. There's a difference between a drug that is abused and a medicine. The medicine is what we use in hospitals to cure ailments, and it is prescribed. But a drug is one that is taken anyhow, like just for someone to be happy, for someone to do things that are not prescribed by the healthcare worker. I hope you get that difference. So when we talk of drugs, these are the bad things. When we talk of the medicine, that's the good one that we provide within our facilities. So what I also wanted to tell you on this, in this presentation, in this meeting, is that there's a lot of studies that are done internationally, but locally here, we're not doing a lot of research. We are doing research just for a small group of people and so on. And maybe my colleague would have told you, the UDEL group, Dr. Kasiri, they've done quite a lot of research around alcohol and substance use. And we have some figures for young people. But I was talking about the policy, which is a national document, and that one is for the adults. I mean, for everyone, the general population. I wanted to just show this. That is going to summarize what I'm talking about together with the next slide. But this one, it talks about the alcohol consumption. Most of the alcohol in the country is informally produced. That is how we prepare it. The Mama Beredene, those other women, you people may not know the names that they give. Those women who sell the alcohol in their homes, in their small homes. Some are called Nalongo, some are Beredene, some are, Mama something. And 52%, that is more than half of the alcohol that is sold in Uganda, is actually informal. That's the way people drink alcohol. So it's only a small fraction, less than half, that is 48%, that is produced by these, the breweries as we know them. But even amongst those that are formal, many of them, like Beckham Gin, Ismanya Thingi, Waraji, Ate Kombucha, there are so many of those other formulations which do not meet the standard for health. So for them, they are just producing. The Ministry of Trade has licensed them to produce. So they produce. No wonder some of it actually has caused terrible, terrible side effects, the death and the blindness and everything that happens. 49.1% of the men are actually consuming alcohol. Can you imagine? Like you count 1, 2. The second man is taking alcohol. 49% of the men and 23.8% of the women are consuming alcohol. Are we okay? This is adult population, 15 plus years. How many of us fall in that category? 15 plus. Sure, the majority of us. So it is possible that a sizable number here consumes alcohol. True? Or I could just say, how many of us have tasted alcohol? Be truthful. How many of us have tasted alcohol? At home, in school, somewhere? Yeah, thank you for being truthful. Yes, they are there, I'm sure. I know. So 36.3% of Ugandans are current alcohol users. Current users. And 20% of them actually consume it every day. When we set out the questionnaire, we could say, do you take alcohol? Or have you taken alcohol? You say yes. Do you take it every day? Then you'll say no. That's how these figures actually change. There's this other one, the next one is an alarming figure. We were shocked. We were shocked around May. It came out in May. Uganda tops Africa in alcohol usage. Oh yes, we are the top consumers of alcohol. We consume 12.21 liters of pure alcohol, as compared to the African region, which is 4.8. So we drink 3 times more than Africa. And that is Uganda. And then we drink twice as more as globally. Like the global statistic is 6.8, around, 5.8, around 6. For us, we are 12.2. It is not a sweet issue. So I pulled out some data for young people that we found out in a recent study, not so recent, but a study that was done about 10 years ago, less than 10 years ago. We found that 64% of the students had actually ever used alcohol. We also found that 15% were smokers, were using tobacco. Mr. Kaside was happy that we are no longer using cigarettes, cigala. But when we did a study, we found that people are using tobacco in different forms, unfortunately. You're taking kuba, you're using shisha, you're using it in different forms, unfortunately. They're sniffing it, they're snuffing it. in the names of keeping you awake or helping you to stay lively or to help you to keep in your groups. Shame. 7% were using cannabis. I think this number has gone up. And this is a danger. Colleagues, those of you who are here, the prefects, what your parents have done lately, they planted marijuana in their backyards. Some of the families have planted them in pots. Kindly go and uproot these products when you go back home. You say there was a Hajat doctor who told us to uproot these things. Do you know why? Some of you I have seen here telling us that your brothers have started using these substances. Do you know what that does? Easy availability. You're making it so easy for this guy to get to the doors. You're growing it in your backyard. Some of you are even putting it on tea. Like ntangawuzi, like mujaja. You're putting it there. You do not know what you're getting yourselves into. 16% are using organic solvents to be lively, to stay up in the night to get good grades. Who told you that everyone wants good grades? We don't want A's. For me, I've told my sons, if you get an A, I will be so happy. But kindly pass your exams. You don't have to get A. You do not have to sleep. I mean, not to sleep to get an A. That is me. But your parents may be telling you something else. But if you're going to use drugs to get an A, tojireta, keep it. Do you hear my context? Do you understand the context in which I'm saying all this? Yes, if you're bringing your A together with the drugs on it, kindly keep it. I don't need it. Get me a B without the drugs. Teachers, this is what I'm saying. These children, when we overstress and put a lot of pressure on them, they do weird things to keep up to that appearance. But we can still get A's without the drugs. Are we together? What does the law say? This is when we are writing policies, we have to be in a certain context. This is what the situation is saying now. So given that situation, as a country, we need to put in place some measures. There are some what we call the public health issues, and then we need to also solve the developmental issues. We will never develop as a country if the majority of the people are actually taking drugs or alcohol for that matter. What does that mean? And if you take alcohol, you will not be productive. You will not be as productive as you would have been without the alcohol. So if more than 50% of the people, adult population, are drinking alcohol, surely there's no development that will happen. And of course, we are here because the industry is so much interested in you guys. You're saying, why are we paying attention to this group? First of all, you're the majority. Secondly, this is the target. You're the target for the industry. You have the money to give out. For me as a mother, I cannot give out money because I have to pay school fees, I have to buy food, I have to buy milk, I have to buy clothes and so on. But you, it is your pocket money. You say, I'll not eat chapati. And so you can give it up. So the reason we are here is because you're the biggest target by the industry. So we have a regulatory framework in the country, and we have this alcohol policy that we have put in place. I want to summarize. I think my time has gone, but I'm glad I said what I have said so far. And yes, we know that at the back of our minds that alcohol use in Uganda is legal and socially accepted. I hear words that omwenge gwe gwagula nyabo. Yes, you use it during the kwanjula and so on. There is need for a policy to guide the development of interventions to ensure safe production, sale, consumption, and management of alcohol-related problems and conditions. Was that to me? No, maybe not. So we have a mission and vision. Can we get to the mission and vision? Whoever is moving the mission and vision. Our vision for this policy is a country free of harmful use of alcohol and its consequences. And the mission is to prevent and address alcohol-related harm to individuals, families, and communities and society. So those of you who are drinking, do not take it that it is your own, it is up to you. No, it is not up to you. You're part of a bigger community. My dad died because of alcohol. Some people were taking alcohol and they came and knocked him. So we lost a veterinary doctor. So it is not about you when you drink. Next, objectives. I'm not going to go through the objectives, but just to let you know that every policy has an objective. And I think to cut the long story short, just take me to the second last slide, the what can be done. So what are we doing? This is a summary that is summarizing what we are planning to do as a country. One, we want to strengthen restrictions on alcohol availability. Alcohol is everywhere. The proportion, the things that they are selling alcohol in 200 mils is too little. It can be put in someone's pocket and someone moves with it. So we want to reduce on the availability. We want to reduce on the hours of drinking. We want to reduce on the volumes I've talked about. We want to reduce on the shops, the number of shops that are selling alcohol. We know it is a legal product, yes, but we need to reduce on the numbers of shops that are selling within the, We also want to reduce on the age, to increase on the age of people who are supposed to buy. I am sure in this room there's no one who is perhaps 21 and above among the students. So we want to raise the age from 18 to 21. And there's a reason to that. There's science. Science has shown that if someone has not taken an addictive substance by the age of 21 years, the chances of them taking this substance later in their life is reduced to, like, they do, say 20%, because it's 88, there it's reduced to 88% chances that they will never take this substance. Yes, the 12% is there. Those ones will, because of many reasons. But if someone has not taken it by the age of 21, so why is it 18? You're going to ask me. At 18, the chances are 48. There are still some chances. And of course, most of the industries will sit with many policymakers. And also some policymakers are drunkards. They take alcohol. So they say, so they want to make it balancing. No, for alcohol, for an addictive substance, the age has to be 21 years. So whatever you're seeing, alcohol, but not to be taken by people less than 18 years, it has to be 21. That's the song now we want to listen to. So the other one is advancing and enforcing drink driving countermeasures. The Kawunye, it is going to come on again. My colleague from police, I hope you know, we want to bring this back. It had stalled because of COVID. It is coming again. The third one is we want to facilitate access to screening, the brief interventions, and treatment. So those of you who are already having problems, we are asking, how do we help our colleagues? We are going to give you our numbers. Please refer them to us. If you have the contacts of their parents, you tell them to give us the contacts of their parents so that we can talk to them and we help them. Dr. Kalema has been here. He owns a rehabilitation center, and there are so many other rehabs. So these guys can be treated. Fourthly, we want to ban the advertising. Advertising, there's a lot of advertising. Kombucha, simanya, it will make you strong. Oh, simanya, it will be... And CBS, please, I'm requesting. I wish we can restrict and all other media houses. I wish we can reduce on the time these guys have to advertise. 1 minute is kombucha, 1 minute it is Beckham Genie, the other minute is the Top Genie, the other one is Waraji. The most payers, they pay, but they are killing our people. They are killing us. They are killing us. I wish we can do something. We will get money elsewhere. When these people start to work, we shall get money. But when they keep them dosed and drunk all the time, we will not get money at the end of the day. Let's look at the bigger picture. Let's not eat the egg and miss out on the kanyama. And lastly, we want to raise taxes so that the prices of the different products also go up. Did you know that alcohol can be bought at 2,000 shillings? 2,000 like this? For a substance which is going to kill someone? That is my problem, colleagues. For me, that is my problem. And that is our policy. We need to raise taxes. We are wondering, where are these taxes? I wish Ministry of Finance was here. We'll tell them. And I want you guys, the students, to really implore these ministries, finance and trade. And I'm sending you, kindly go there and you tell them to increase on the taxes. This is where the money is. Many people are drinking alcohol. We are the top in the country, but we have the least taxes on alcohol in the region. So if we raise taxes, we shall be able to, the price will go up so that young people cannot touch. You cannot part with your 5,000 to take like a small thing of alcohol. That is the science behind that. So we want to raise the taxes, increase on the price of these products, so that then they are not readily available. So with the many words I've said, I want to conclude by giving you the key messages. We all have a role to play. We are all government. Then better not to start. Someone has told you this. We have told you this, and we even have sung a song. Do not start. Do not start using these substances because it is very difficult to stop. And then information and knowledge is power. We have told you, kindly pass on this information to your colleagues back at school. And then lastly, we need to advocate for the development of the Alcohol Control Act in Parliament. It is still in Parliament. It has not come out. So we need to have this act so that we can reduce on the harmful use of alcohol in our country. Thank you very much for listening to me.